Hey everyone, I'm Monica Martinez. I am going to be sharing with you in today's short video tutorial how to hack a forced copy as well as a preview mode. What I mean by forced copy is that when you share your presentation and you want people to make a copy of it, you'd normally tell them go to File, make a copy, and then they would make a copy of your presentation. However, what I'm going to show you here is to actually make a forced copy version link as opposed to having to then give them instructions on how to make a copy. And so when you make a link that has a forced copy option, what it'll do is when people click on that link, it'll take them to a page that looks like this one, where they have to click on the make a copy button from here. So it eliminates having to give the extra instructions. It eliminates anyone from not understanding why they can't edit your original, et cetera, et cetera. So let's start with that. Let's start with a forced copy. How do you hack that? So 2 simple steps. I'm going to come up here over to the right-hand side to my share button, and I'm going to change the sharing permissions so that anyone with a link can view this presentation. Now, we're not going to actually give them that particular link, but we do need to do this first step. So down here in the second section of this pop-up window, you'll notice where it says Get Link, we need to actually click the blue linked text here to be able to change it from restriction to anyone with a link. And then we want to change it to can view. So you see here, this is going to be the view option that we want. So we're going to click on done. That was the first step for what we needed to do. And you'll notice I didn't select the link, I didn't copy the link or anything like that because we didn't need it. All we needed to do there in the first step was just to change the share setting again to anyone with the link can view. Step 2 is to go up to the Omnibox, which is where the web address, the URL for that particular document lives. So we're just going to come right up here, and I'm going to show you what I'm really aiming to do is get from the word edit. So I'm going to double click there so that my cursor is blinking. I don't want it to be selected. Once your cursor is blinking, you're going to select everything from the word edit all the way to the end. So we only want whatever text is from the word edit to the end of that URL. We're going to delete that and instead replace it with the word copy. And then what I'm going to do is select the entire address, the entire URL for this document now with the word copy. And I'm going to go ahead and copy that text, and I'm going to open up a new tab, and I'm going to paste it here just to double check and make sure that this is good to go, that it is working. And there you can see my hack is actually working. So it is going to force people to have to click the blue button that says make a copy. So now that this is done and good to go, I've double checked it. I know it's working. I'm going to simply grab this URL from up here. I'm going to copy that. And now I'm going to go either to the agenda I'm sharing or maybe on my website, or maybe I'm emailing this link to people. But now when whoever it is that is wanting to get a copy of my document clicks on that link that I'm sharing, it's going to automatically take them to this page here that will then force them to have to make a copy. All they have to do is click on that blue button. And I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And that is going to generate a copy just for them. And you'll notice that in this copy, it is now, the share button is now locked because that is their copy and their copy alone, nobody else's. So it's private to just the person that has generated that particular copy. So that is how you force copy again, whether it's a Google slide like I did here, or it could be a spreadsheet, it could be a Google Doc. That's how you do the force copy. Now to do preview mode, instead of having changed the last portion of the URL there to copy, we can actually write preview. By writing preview and then simply selecting that entire URL, I'm going to copy that, I'm going to open up a tab, and you'll notice that now instead of forcing the copy, it takes me to the preview mode of that presentation where I can move between slides. You'll notice down at the bottom, you actually have the ability to move between slides, and I only have 2, so we'll just take a peek at the first 2 there. But your audience, your attendees, your users, your students, they'll be able to do the same thing and toggle between the slides in preview mode, meaning that they're not necessarily in your presentation. They don't have even view rights into your presentation. Instead, they get what looks like more of a website or a web version of that particular presentation. You'll notice that file, edit, insert, all those options that we would normally have up at the top left are not there. And in our original presentation, which I'm on now, you can see file, edit, view, insert. But again, the preview mode eliminates all of that stuff up at the top. So it's a nice, clean look for when you want to share your presentation with an audience. And that's it. That is how you hack your way through forced copy and preview mode. I hope these tips are useful.